Hello, my name's Aubrey Wymark. Today we're going to be discussing crystal healing and tektites. I'm a qualified geologist. I've been researching tektites for about 12 years. I'm often contacted and asked about how do I cleanse a tektite, how do I charge a tektite. Some people know better than to ask a question like that, but today we're going to try and answer that. I'm surrounded by tektites here. I've got tektites in all these drawers, in all these boxes, in cabinets. I probably have at least 1 ton in here, well over 1 ton, maybe a couple of tons of tektites. That's full of tektites as well. There's tektites there. There are tektites literally everywhere in this room. So if we're gonna believe everything here, I'm full of vibes here, I'm full of energy. Some of that might be negative energy, so we're gonna have a look at that. We're gonna maybe cleanse our tektites at the end, just to get rid of some of this negativity and negative energy. I'm going to look at some of the myths and some of the beliefs surrounding tektites, because me standing in this office, I should perhaps be one of the healthiest people in the world. I'm not going to make that claim. So let's have a look at the subject of crystal healing and explore what it's all about. So when you're looking to buy a tektite, I mean, if it was me, I would look for the nicest, finest specimen, a nice shape, a nice appealing specimen, the best I can get for my money. That's what I'm always interested in. Now, eBay is often the best place. You can find bargains there. There's also a lot of rip-off tektites, fake tektites, particularly fake moldavites coming from China. So before you buy a tektite, know your stuff, do a bit of research, learn what a tektite is, learn what they look like, learn what the fakes look like. There's many pages on Facebook describing fakes. There's many pages on eBay describing fakes. You can even ask one of the tektite groups on Facebook or elsewhere their opinion on if this is genuine or not, because often people will know. Now, the very low end stuff is normally not faked, it's not worth it. Some of the moldavites are frequently faked, but Indochina, it's not that often faked except for the very high end examples. So look for the best one. If you're unsure, ask questions, do your research before you buy, or you're just going to buy a piece of bottle glass or something fake. Now, you want to get the best for your money. I mean, for me, I would go out, look for the best shape, look for something I'm pleased with. Now, one of the things crystal healers will often tell you is you have to buy a charged tektite or something magically done to it before it's given to you. It's a big con. I mean, basically, what they're doing is they're taking a $1 tektite and they're selling it to you for $125 or something like that, but saying you can't buy elsewhere because these aren't charged. These are special ones now. You know what? Most of these supposedly special tektites, they're the cheapest, most garbage tektites that anyone can buy. And they say it has to be an Indochinite. Why does it have to be an Indochinite? I'll tell you why. Because they're the cheapest, most rubbish tektites you can normally buy. You can get some very high-end, expensive Indochinites, don't get me wrong, and they're fascinating. But you can also get the cheapest, lowest grade tektite in Indochina. And that's what they're interested in. They're interested in selling you the most garbage tektite for the highest price. So, for instance, we've got a couple here. This is a Philippinite. Now, wouldn't you normally use a Philippinite because it would cost just slightly more to buy the raw material. Still only, it'll be about a couple of dollars wholesale, and you might pay up to $8 or so for retail or something like that. Too expensive if they're selling it for $125. They need a lot more than 10 times markup. So let's sell you something like this. This is the lowest grade Indochinite. Absolute rubbish, no one really wants it. You can probably get this for about 50 cents. So sell it for $125 because it's magically charged. They can make a lot of money out of you, and that's what it's all about. So if I were you, all Tektites are actually the same. If you believe in it, just go out and buy the best you can. Avoid the fakes, ask questions, do your research before you buy. Tektite composition. Tektites are simply melted terrestrial rock, things like sandstone, shell, siltstone, claystone, silica-rich sedimentary or metasedimentary rocks. When they melt, they form a glass, the same as pretty much any man-made glass. Very, very little chemical variation there. So, you know, this window, this glass here, this window glass here, this is almost identical to Tektite glass, not 100%. There's many types of glasses, so it's not 100%, but bulk chemistry is fairly similar. A wine bottle, a beer bottle, these are very close to Tektite composition. These are exactly the same melted products. If you are sensitive to Tektite vibrations or energy, just don't go near any window glass. Do not go into a greenhouse. I mean, you're gonna die. Okay, so we're going to run through a few of the ideas on how to cleanse your Tektite and how to charge your Tektite. Just a little note, I don't believe in any of this, but here goes. And they might sound ridiculous. They are ridiculous, but let's have a look. So you can cleanse your Tektite. That's removing all the negativity. Clearly, I'm going to have to do this at the end of the video because I have a little bit of negativity here. Put it in salt water, seawater if you can, if you live by the sea. Otherwise, just get some table salt, bung it in water, bung your Tektite in. Put it under rainwater. Smudge it with sage. Bury it in the ground. Or put it on a tree. Or touching a tree. Make sure it's touching the tree. I wouldn't want the charging to fail. It's kind of wireless charging here. Very advanced technology, alien technology. So that is putting it on a tree is cleansing, not charging. I got that wrong, so that's just cleansing. Now we get on to charging. So I want to charge my Tektite. How can I do this? Well, I can just put it in the sunlight, which is convenient. I could also put it in the light of a full moon. This is less convenient because, you know, that's not every day we get a full moon. Maybe if there's a partial moon, perhaps it only half gets charged. I don't know. You can put it under a meteor shower. A lot of people find this inconvenient. You can look up when meteor showers occur on the internet if you want. To be honest, won't make any difference. So that's charging your Tektite. If I were you, I'd just put it under the sunlight because it's normally sunny. Yeah, unless you live in UK, that's not sunny. Here in the Philippines, very sunny, so that's the easiest method. Now timing. How long do you put it in the sunlight? How long do you put it under a meteor shower? How long do you put it under a full moon? Now it depends who you read. Most of these sites, they're very lazy. They just cut and paste between one another, but you get hours varying between 1 hour and 12 hour. To be honest, so long as you're happy, it's not going to make any difference. So here we're going to look at how to cleanse a Tektite. This is just one of the methods. Here I'm using salt water. Actually, you know, I don't live by the sea, so I don't have any proper salt water, but what you can do is you can just use table salt, bung a load in there, a bit more for luck, eh? So okay, now we've got fake seawater. Good enough, still works. Get a Tektite, put it in, mix it round, leave it there a while. It gets cleansed, all the negativity disappears apparently. How this works, don't ask me, please. But anyway, your Tektite is now cleansed of all its negativity. In fact, you know, putting Tektite into salt water is not a bad thing. Salt water acts to preserve the silica glass. Particularly the alkaline components are not going to come out really in the salt water. So some of the best preserved tektites are actually in salt water and in the deep ocean. So not really a bad thing, but that's science, and we're not looking at science here. That's cleansed. Okay, another way to cleanse a tektite is to put it in the rain. Just let it rain. It's summertime here in the Philippines. Not a cloud in the sky, so rain isn't going to work. You can probably just wash it. Same thing, it's all water. Okay, so another way you can get rid of all the negativity and cleanse your tektite is with sage. Rub it in sage. Now, just having a look in my spice cupboard, see if I got some sage, oregano, dill, bay leaf, the basil, that's not in the dirt, cumin seed. Well, it doesn't look like I've got any sage. What you could perhaps use is a stuffing mixture, because that's got sage in it. Just rub your tektite in that, or hey, Italian seasoning. Probably doesn't have any sage, but you know, what the heck. Okay, so I've put my tektite in there, put a little bit of I'm using Italian seasoning. You're supposed to use sage, but whatever, just imagine it. Rub it all in, there you go. Cleansed, just like new. Oh, it's a bit dirty. Now I have to wash this sage off, but you get the idea. Anyway, all the negativity there has gone. We're looking positive again here. Okay, so I really want to get rid of all the negativity that's been happening, especially in this video. So one of the ways I can cleanse this tektite is to bury it. Oh, here's our tektite. Don't forget where you bury it. You have to dig up the whole bloody lawn. That's no good. Right, they're buried. Come back in 12 hours or 1 hour or whatever, and it'll be fully charged, well, fully cleansed, sorry. All the negativity would have gone out and gone into Mother Earth. Now another way to cleanse a tektite is to put it in contact with a tree, either at the bottom or on top. I think we'll put it here. In fact, right, let's try that one again. I'm going to put it there. So this is going to be doubly cleansed actually, because not only is it in the tree, it's in the sun as well. So tektite, it doesn't have any USB ports like the phone, so that's really annoying. But fortunately you can just put it in the sun and apparently it charges. So it's even better than an iPhone really in that respect. So let's just bung it in the sun. There, it's charging there. Now the time it needs to charge, I mean, it depends who's made up the stuff. Some people say 1 hour, some people say 12 hours, whatever. Here's a tektite. It's worth about $2, maybe $3. So to cleanse it, all we do is we put it under the moon. I can't see the moon. I can see some stars. There's a star. That's probably good enough. That'll do. Yeah, moon's up there somewhere, I'm sure. Anyway, right. That's pretty much cleansed, I think. So this tektite is now worth $200. Easy money. So tektite energy, vibrations, believe it or don't believe it. You can tell I'm skeptical. Harmless, doesn't make any difference. My issue with crystal healers, aside from normally very much overcharging for a tektite, normally you end up paying 10 times, I've seen up to 300 times markup on low grade tektites. because they're charged or magical or something, shop elsewhere. But you know, if you're going to buy them, if you're going to get ripped off by these people, fair enough. My issue is when crystal healers think that they are doctors. If I was to set up a fake doctor's surgery and have people come in and diagnose them and then prescribe them some vitamin pills, which is not going to do them any good, obviously this is totally unacceptable. In the West, it would probably end up me going to prison for doing something like that. Here in the Philippines, you get away with a little bit more. There's many vitamin pills which supposedly cure your liver, cure your heart. You get away with a bit more here. In the West, totally unacceptable to make false therapeutic claims. However, crystal healers seem to be exempt from this and can make whatever claims they want, and they will often target incurable diseases or diseases which are terminal, anything to make money, but they will normally pick on the most vulnerable people that they can. So first one, do Tektites cure cancer? For me, it's utterly despicable for anybody to make such a false claim. Not all crystal healers do, some of them do though. These are all genuine. I've found all of these on the internet. Do Tektites cure cancer? And I've seen this many times. Absolutely not. They have no impact at all. Now, I mean, the other day I had a little lump on my hand, a little bit that was red. I thought, oh, this could be skin cancer. You know what? I'm surrounded by Tektites. Did I get a Tektite out and hover it over this area on my skin? No, I went to a doctor and got advice. Fortunately, no issue. Tektites are not going to do anything. They don't help. They don't cure cancer. Do Tektites cure multiple sclerosis? Again, no. Absolutely not. It's a disgraceful claim. Do Tektites cure epilepsy? No. I mean, consult a doctor. Maybe it can be managed. A Tektite is not going to help. Do Tektites cure alcohol addiction? Again, utterly despicable people claim that. If you have an alcohol addiction problem, seek medical help. Seek serious help. I mean, I'm surrounded by Tektites here, and I know I'm making light of the situation here, but I drank all my beer yesterday, so I don't even have a closed beer bottle. So did that help prevent me drinking alcohol? No. And I'm surrounded by Tektites. Do Tektites help cure drug addiction? Again, it's a big no. Absolutely no evidence. Nothing. Totally made up, that one. I don't know how they could possibly help there. Next one. Do Tektites improve sleep? Well, I used to have about half a ton of Tektites underneath my bed in my old apartment, and I slept pretty well, but then I'm a good sleeper anyway. I doubt that Tektites had anything to do with that, and why would they? How could they? EMFs, electromagnetic fields. Tektites are supposed to protect us against these. This includes cell phone towers. It includes Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi in this room. It includes electrical sockets like that, light sockets, light fittings, anything giving out electricity, because electricity is supposed to interfere with the electrical systems in our body. So this isn't really well researched, but it's incredibly popular. You can sell loads of Tektites at really high prices for very low value Tektites with this myth. So what's supposed to happen? A small Tektite like this Tektite is glass by definition. Put it here, put it in your pocket. It's going to protect maybe at least 2 meters around me. It's going to block all this electromagnetic field, electromagnetic radiation from coming to me. So does it work? Well, Of course not. No, they're just ripping you off. You want to test it yourself. Get a small piece of glass. It can be a Tektite, it can be any glass. Put it next to your laptop. See if you still get a Wi-Fi signal. You shouldn't. Put it next to your cell phone. See if you get a cell phone signal. You shouldn't. Of course, it actually has zero impact on this. And of course it would. I mean, look at a Wi-Fi signal. It's designed to go through your house. It goes through windows. Windows are glass. Windows are effectively the same composition as Tektites. Very, very minor variation. I mean, it's beyond belief. Test it yourself. It does not work. Right, so where are we now? EMFs. Do Tektites protect from all forms of radiation? This is a big claim. No. I mean, if they did, I imagine that in nuclear power plants they wouldn't bother with all the safety. They'd simply give somebody a Tektite and say, can you go and change that fuel rod, please? Yeah, you got a Tektite, you're protected. No, it doesn't work. Do Tektites slow down the aging process? Well, I'm surrounded by Tektites, and strangely enough, an 8-year-old said to me at my son's school yesterday, he said, you look too young to be a daddy, you look like a boy. Now, I'm going to take that as a compliment. I'm 42 years old, and I do often get mistaken for being a bit younger. And I don't think this has anything to do with Tektites, though. I think this is probably purely genetics. We leave that one open, whatever you think. Do Tektites aid in memory retention and protect against mental degeneration? Well, they've certainly not helped me memorise this list. In terms of mental degeneration, I mean, really, seriously, how could they? If you're going to put it in your pocket, you're going to put it in a necklace? No, probably not. If you're going to do active research on the subject and learn about Tektites, well, anything where you're using your brain, that's probably going to have a positive against mental degeneration. So if you're going to use your brain, it's a good thing. Does a Tektite help prevent mental degeneration? Then no, not the stone. Does it give you psychic power? No, psychic power doesn't exist. Do Tektites allow extraterrestrial communication? I'm sure NASA would be using Tektites if they did. Unfortunately, absolutely not. Do Tektites allow astral travel? I presume that this means you leave your body and you fly through space and you go to another planet or something by using the Tektite. Seriously, if you believe in this, please seek some psychiatric help. I'm being serious there. Really. And okay, do Tektites accelerate the healing process from disease and physical injury? No, and I've never seen one prescribed. Antiseptic cream can help. Do Tektites help balance disturbances in the electrical impulses of the brain and are supportive for hard to treat progressive illnesses? Crystal healers love hard to treat progressive illnesses because people with these diseases are obviously desperate. Maybe they're not getting what they want from the medical community. Do Tektites help? No, absolutely not. Does it help them make money out of vulnerable people? Yes, that's why they're doing it. Okay, right, next one there. Can Tektites be used for out-of-body travel? I think this is the same as astral travel. No, come on, let's get serious here. I mean, this is just laughable that anybody would believe in this rubbish. Do Tektites cure leprosy? No, it's not really a very common disease these days, so why they picked on that, I don't know. Do Tektites cure cholera? No. Do they cure jaundice? No. Do they cure polio? Again, no. Preying on anyone, everyone. Do Tektites prevent metastasis? No. Do Tektites improve the immune system? No. Maybe my fake medical vitamin pills could be used there, because actually taking a bit of vitamin C might help with your immune system. Tektites won't though. Do Tektites improve blood circulation? No. I mean, how would they? It's a piece of glass. Do Tektites ease the homesickness for those whose origin is not Earth? Yeah, really, if you think that you're an alien and a Tektite, which by the way is a melted terrestrial rock, is going to ease your homesickness, seriously, maybe you're on acid, but if you're not on acid, please seek medical help. If you are on acid, the Tektite won't help your drug addiction. Seek help there for your drug addiction. Just seek help, please. So, I mean, that's it, folks. If you believe, fair enough, and if you believe in the energy, the vibration, and it interests you, go for it. But please, please, please avoid sellers who are pretending to be doctors and will offer false hope to some of the most vulnerable people in our community. False hope that that a Tektite will cure cancer, that will help them overcome drug addiction or something like that. These people are unscrupulous. They are not interested in helping you. They are interested in taking the money out of your wallet. And for the most part, the same people that make these utterly ridiculous and quite frankly horrifying claims, absolutely disgraceful claims. I mean, these people are the same people that are overcharging you for your Tektite, perhaps 100 times, perhaps 300 times. Don't buy from them. Go to a reputable dealer or do your research and find out what a Tektite is, what they look like, ask around, and buy the cheapest, or buy something that you like, something that is appealing visually. Like if I'm buying in Indochina, I'll buy a nice one like this. I won't buy a really low grade kind of lump like that. Buy what you can afford, buy what you're happy with, enjoy the vibes. I don't believe in it, hocus pocus, whatever. Like I say, maybe I'm insensitive. I'm a scientist as well, so I'm not really going to believe in something that's not proven. If it gives you pleasure, if you enjoy it, fair enough. But please do not use a Tektite to heal any illness, addiction, disease, or anything else. Just purely doesn't work. They're just for fun. Thank you. Where did I put that Tektite? I don't know. Oh God, never gonna find it now.